Spider-Man! Why'd you call me here? I don't understand. What are you trying to say? Spider-Man, talk to me, please!
Coming up on this week's senior edition of Aftershock,
we get tips for college season.
Reese teaches us a bit of history.
Samantha shows off her artistic abilities.
And much, much more.
What's up, Cypress Bay? I'm Andrew Dunham.
And I'm Maya Wolf, and part 1 of the senior episode starts now. Although we're all done with the college process, it can be pretty complicated.
Here's Maya to give you some tips.
When I look back on my year, there is one culminating experience that is universal for every senior: college application season. Whether you like it or not, it's pretty much going to take up your whole year, and it can be stressful sometimes, especially if you don't know what you're doing. What's up, Cypress Bay? I'm Maya Wolf, and I'm going to tell you everything that I've learned this year to make this college season a little less hectic. There are 3 main things you need to focus on: Common App, testing, and financial aid. Common App. Common App is a software that basically houses all of the college applications that you are going to be working on. When you eventually create an account in August, you will choose the schools that you plan on applying to and fill out a series of questions that fall under each application. Things like demographics, personal information, family history, all that stuff. From there, you'll go through each application and fill out individual questions and possible supplementary essays each college has to offer. Testing. Testing, whether you like it or not, is a huge factor within your college application. Though a lot of schools that are out of state are becoming more test optional, your test scores can have a big impact on a decision you get. There are 2 major tests that you can take: the SAT or the ACT. The SAT, which is now digital, is now composed of 2 portions. The test, now only being 2 hours and 14 minutes, is about 98 questions and is known for having harder questions. The ACT, in contrast, has 4 components. This test totals to about 2 hours and 55 minutes without the optional writing section and has a total of 215 questions. These questions are more straightforward than the SAT ones, but there are a lot more of them and a lot less time given. I recommend trying both and seeing what feels better for you, as everybody has different testing styles and preferences. Financial aid. The most famous scholarship and grant program in Florida is Bright Futures. Though there are a few ways to qualify for it, the most common way is through test scores. If you can achieve a certain test score, you could be looking at 75% or even 100% of your tuition being fully paid for. But this only applies to in-state schools. I could go on and on about so many other aspects involved, but this is truly the most important things that you need to start understanding. It can be a lot, but if you have any questions, don't be afraid to talk to your college advisors that Bay offers. They can really help you more than you think. I'm Maya Wolf, CBTV.
What's up, Cypress Bay? I'm Sebastian Garcia. As someone who's known to be pretty quiet, I thought it'd be cool to showcase some movies from the past 4 years that have gone quietly under the radar, or some movies I think are underrated. I don't have much time to do this, so let's go.
I think it's a perfect choice to start 2020 with my recommendation being Host, one of, if not the first, quarantine horror movie shot over Zoom. It's only like 45 minutes long, and it's quite a time capsule into that early COVID era. My next pick is Blumhouse's The Invisible Man, which takes this classic character into a more technological direction. The effects and stunt choreography are amazing, and they come together to add on to what is already a pretty scary movie. Moving on to 2021, my first recommendation is Malignant. There's not much I can say about this without spoiling it, so what I'll say is that if you love campy and gory horror movies, watch this movie and don't read any spoilers. Trust me, it pays off. Another movie I really enjoyed that year was Army of Thieves, the prequel to Netflix's Army of the Dead. This one's not about zombies, but it is still a heist movie, and a great one at that. The vault cracking scenes are done in a way I hadn't seen done in any movie before. For 2022, I can finally talk about 3,000 Years of Longing. It's a very weird, romantic, drama, fantasy epic that you'll either love or you'll either hate, but I loved it. It also has one of the best scores of 2022, along with some awesome visuals. And going in the opposite direction, Deadstream is a modern take on the comedy of the Evil Dead franchise combined with live streaming, and it's both hilarious and really scary at times. It manages to capture live streaming in a perfect way, which just makes the whole thing funnier. And now we get to 2023, with Rye Lane being my first pick. It's a British rom-com, but what I liked the most about this movie was not only the chemistry between the two leads, but also the variety of interesting shots and unique scenes used throughout the film. And finally, my last pick is Blackberry. There were a lot of biopics released last year, but this one stood out to me as it covered the topic of a company that at one point absolutely dominated the market, and it all came crashing down, and now you barely hear about it. There's a lot of great performances in here, and the comedic elements add on to it and just make it a fun time.
Well, that's all the time I have. If I were to leave you with anything, it'd be to tell other people about the things you like. You never know when something you recommend may end up being someone else's favorite thing ever. This has been Sebastian Garcia, CBTV.
You know, I'm studying for my history final and I just can't remember anything.
Well, lucky for you, Reese is here to tell us about his favorite piece of history.
What's up, Cypress Bay? I'm Reese. I'm a little bit of a history buff, and one of my favorite events from history is the Great Awakening. The Great Awakening was a revival that took place in America from around 1730 to 1740. It was a move away from the rigid, traditional, and impersonal practices to a personal commitment to God. It had major impacts on the established English and Presbyterian churches, along with the Baptist and Methodist denominations. Some key figures were George Whitefield, John Wesley, and Jonathan Edwards. My favorite being George Whitefield. He was born in 1714 in England and died in 1770 in Massachusetts. In 1740, he was called by his friend John Wesley to come to America. And when he started preaching, vast seas of crowds would come to hear him preach on the need to be born again and have a personal relationship with Christ. He regularly preached to crowds in excess of 20,000 people. It was estimated that almost 1 million people heard him preach, and who knows how many more later read his sermons. His oratory skill captured the interest of Ben Franklin, and they became close friends. He was probably one of the most famous figures of the day, with many newspapers calling him the marvel of the ages. His legacy had a major impact on American history, uniting the colonies and helping shape the ideals of America. This has been Reese Gibson, CBTV.
Ivan, wake up! You're in class!
This time of the year is a time for reflection for all of us seniors.
Our club's president decided to give us a summary of her high school career.
Hey everyone, I'm Samantha Duarte, and this is Draw My Life, CBTV edition. I have been exposed to the TV industry since I was a kid, and began working at a very young age doing commercials and acting gigs. In 7th grade, I took a film class, and that was when I realized, hey, I actually kind of like this behind-the-scenes stuff better. So I continued to work on my amazing filming and editing skills. When transitioning into high school, I had heard of this crazy class/club called CBTV, and I knew I wanted to be part of it. That was until COVID threw us a bit of a curveball. I was not going to let this pandemic ruin my experience in this club, so during online school, I was a try-hard. During other classes, I would edit and film my videos, I would put off all my assignments except for TV, and whenever we would review the videos in class, it was always like I was at a competition waiting for my critiques. I guess being a sweat paid off, because sophomore year, when we came back, I was in TV3. And after trying out for STN and getting in, I learned so many things. I was like a sponge, learning everything from the seniors that year. They were like gods to me. At closing ceremony, when they announced our name, I felt excitement like I've never felt before. We went on to win so many other awards, and I met people from a few other TV schools. The next year, I made board as VP of membership, where I got to organize some fun socials, and I was now part of Aftershock. This year at STN, I met even more people from other schools. It became my quest to make connections. The next thing I knew, they announced I would be president. the club that nurtured me, saw me grow, taught me everything I know, I was now president? 8th grade me would have lost her mind if you had told her that. But I had a feeling that somehow she knew that CBTV was going to be life-changing. Summer 2023, I had the best 6 weeks of my life at the Beacon internship. The group of 10 interns from 4 different schools turned from strangers to family almost immediately. Our amazing advisor, Jim Garashi, taught us so much, but I feel like we learned even more from each other. That summer, I also went to Skills USA Nationals, a trip that still kind of feels like a fever dream. And in October, I had the honor of directing a film in New York for the All-American High School Film Festival. And in our first year, we ended up in the top 10. Truly one of the best trips I've ever been on. STN this year was insane. I remembered the seniors from my sophomore year, and the thought that I was one of them now was strange but nostalgic in a way. At the convention, I felt like I knew everyone, and our team was super determined. That determination showed when we won 6 first places and I got to receive my team's award up on the Long Beach stage. Being in CBTV has taught me almost everything I know about production, but I really have to thank this club for teaching me something that I don't think I could have learned anywhere else. It taught me what passion feels like. I know I'm passionate about creating, and as I continue my journey at Florida State University, I hope that I have left a mark, even if it's a small one, on everyone in CBTV, because you all did on me. For the last time, I'm Samantha Duarte, CBTV.
You know, I've been seeing a ton of college shirts lately. It's all anyone wears.
Well, you know there are 3 other grades that go to this school that are not going to college yet, right?
Oh, yeah.
Here's Noah to show us what the underclassmen have been wearing lately.
John Quavion.
Sean Quavion? Alright, man, what are you wearing?
Like $60 over here.
I
got a Calvin Klein shirt that's like $15.
for sure.
Nike Tech that's like 120.
For sure.
I have this pants from I don't know where. This is from Colombia. This is from my mother, and yeah.
For sure. Thank you. Appreciate that.
We got Jerry.
Alright, man, what are you wearing, bro?
I got the Liverpool kit to represent. We're winning the title. We got the cargo pants, and we got the coat legacies. A little beat up though.
Alright, so what's your name?
Bella.
Bella. Alright, and you? Joel. Alright, what are you wearing?
This whole set is from Garage, and I'm wearing Adidas Sambas, Kendra Scott bracelet, Kendra Scott necklace.
So this is from Superdry. My most expensive jewelry is this Midtown bracelet. It's $500 a month.
Buddha.
Alright, what are you wearing?
This was a present, so I don't know, and I'm wearing pink pants, like they're from Pink, and Nike shoes.
For sure. How much?
I don't know, they were also presents.
So we have
Christoph.
Alright, man, what are you wearing, bro?
A pink hoodie, black sweatpants,
Alright, bet.
and white shoes.
White shoes? Alright, man, for sure, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. Alright, what's your name?
But yeah, nah.
Alright, what are you wearing?
This is from Brady Melville, from Primark, and Samba.
Alright, man, what's your fit?
We got the Air Force Ones, common white, some chino pants from Primark, shirt, don't know where I got it. And
Okay.
This random shirt.
So we have.
Let me get up.
Oh, you wanna get up? Alright, bet.
So we got can't say the name, but
Alright.
500. We got a belt right here, vintage, 200, something light. We got the pants, 200 again.
Sleep.
Rick Owens collab, 600. And then look at my boy right here, bought that shirt for him, 500.
500? Alright, man, say less.
Supreme X Maradona tee, 1K. Then we got the Fabletics shorts on the thing, like 28, that 2 for 24, you know what I'm talking about, that TikTok. Then we got this, look at that, the Sambas on the feet. Woo. With my employee discount.
Employee discount?
45.
Ooh.
That's all for part 1 of the senior edition of Aftershock.
If you'd like to watch any of our previous episodes, check out our YouTube at cypressbaycbtv and follow all of our social medias.
I'm Andrew Dunham.
And I'm Maya Wolf. Thanks for watching.